Welcome to another quick video, and I promise you at least one of these free and open source Mac applications is going to be very helpful to you. And we are going to dive straight in. And the first application I'm going to be talking about is called Keeping You Awake. So if you're using a Mac, usually it tends to sleep quite often, and you have to maybe go and fiddle about in the settings to make the screen from shutting off. And keeping you awake is very simple. Basically, it looks like this coffee mug, which is up here in the menu. And simply, you just click on it, and that's it. That means now the screens are not going to go to sleep. It will be on for infinity, or unless your battery dies down. So even if you look at the settings, they're very, very straightforward. There's activate for duration, and there's indefinitely, which is what I usually just leave it at. Or you can set it up for 5 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 hours, depending on what you're doing. And if you go to the settings, you can of course set it to start at login and activate on launch, which I actually haven't checked in because sometimes I forget that it's still on. And yeah, I mean, you can also set it to deactivate when the battery level reaches a certain point. And I've never touched anything on these advanced settings. And also the updates, it rarely updates because it's just one of those apps which works. You don't really need much else happening there. Yeah, and that's it. So this is very useful, especially for, let's say, someone like me that may be making a video and you don't want your screen to just kind of just randomly shut down and then I have to do the whole fiddling about with the keyboard or putting the passwords to turn it back on. All the links to these applications are down below. And like I said, they are 100% free, 100% open source, which is something I really love. And while we are still on this menu area, the second application is called Hidden Bar. Now, for whatever reason, because of the notch, right now I'm using a different screen, which doesn't have the notch. But if you have a lot of different applications open, they all have these. I don't know what their name is, but these different icons. And hidden bar simply lets you hide most things that you're not using. So, for example, here you can see I've hidden Siri, I've hidden. This is another app which is used for balancing audio, but I don't think with the newer macOS updates you need it. I think it's become redundant, which is good. Then I have another application I'll talk about. So basically it just cleans up this area up here, especially if you have so many things open. And you can see that arrow where you just click on it and it reveals all the icons which have been hidden, and click on it again and there you go, much cleaner. And if we open the settings for hidden bar, we can see we also have several options here. So anything beyond this line is always hidden. Then this section is hidden and this section is shown. So as you can see here, this is the bar which is up here. So anything this side is this shown area, while anything between, there's another bar here which you can't really see it very well, but that is hidden. And then you can move other applications to the farthest end where it will always be hidden. I haven't done that because I don't think there's any application. Maybe the Siri app, I can throw you there because I really never use it. But again, there's several options here in the menu. Start hidden when you log in, which is good. And yeah, I mean, there isn't much really also when it comes to this. These are very straightforward apps which they just work as intended. And they're also very light apps, and therefore they don't really use much CPU or even battery. So that's why I really like them. So yeah, that's hidden bar. That's app number 2. And I will go straight to app number 3, and that is tailscale. So tailscale is probably one of the best VPNs you've never heard about. And it doesn't work as a VPN in the normal way you think of how a VPN works. To be honest, it's too complicated even for me to understand how it works. But what I've done with tailscale is I've installed one tailscale in a Raspberry Pi, which is in a different room, and that acts as the main host basically. Then I have tailscale also installed in this MacBook. I have it installed in my iPad, my phone, my Android phone, uh, my other PC, which acts as like a server. So I have it installed in almost all devices. And basically what happens here is when I click this connect, I don't want to do it because I don't know if it's going to tamper with my recording. But if I click connect to tailscale, basically I'll just go ahead and do it. So waiting, and there it is connected. And once it's connected, I can choose a node. So as you can see, exit nodes. it's currently set up to Raspberry Pi, which means now this computer, even if I am in any part of the world, let's say I've traveled to any other country, anytime I connect to Tailscale and I connect to this node, the network of this laptop will be routed through the Raspberry Pi, which is in this house. And that is the beauty of Tailscale, because then it means any application that I open, especially let's say on my phone, let's say it's a bank application you're opening, they'll just think you're back in the house. And because again, the network is from the house, it's not like a normal VPN where the network will be in some different random server somewhere else. This is network straight from your house being routed through your phone. Therefore, all applications, everything behaves like you're just in your house. And it also prevents most of those, captchas which keep popping up that suspect you're in a different network. The other good thing about Tailscale is also if you, let's say, have some TV programs that you're watching from back home, then you go to a region which you can't access them. Again, same thing happens. You just connect to Tailscale, and it's very, very straightforward. So I have installed this in all devices that I have, and so far it's perfect. It's free, I think, to up to 100 devices, which I don't think I have 100 devices, or I'll ever get close to that. But also corporations can use it also in the same way, just like a VPN for their companies. So I really, really, really love Tailscale. And it's not fully open source. I might be wrong on that. But so far as a company, they're quite well respected or regarded in the tech sector. So yeah, that is Tailscale. Moving on to application number 3, I think is number 3, and that is there net? Is there net? Is there internet? And this application is quite interesting. A friend of mine put me on it, and I actually don't even have a menu for it. Simply, it does what exactly the name sounds like. If there's no internet, it's going to light up a bar up here, like on top of the screen, which is going to go to red. If the internet is shaky, then that bar lights up to yellow, amber. And if there is internet, it goes back to green, then it disappears. And that's it. It's so simple. It's so convenient, because sometimes, when you're 50-50, oh, is my internet working or not? You're not sure. That just pops up as yellow, and okay, fine, I'm on a shaky internet. It has saved me so many times having to go to ping Google to see if the internet is working. I mean, honestly, I can't even remember the last time I tried to ping any website again since I installed that application. So it's a very, very straightforward application, which surprisingly it's not even launching, because I don't think there's even any settings for it. Literally, you just install it and that's it. It just works. So maybe what I can try to do is, let's say if I disable the Tailscale. So let's just check up here. It should light up to a different color while the network is switching. In this case, it hasn't. So maybe let me connect to Tailscale again. Then it might switch. As you can see, it has switched to green. So that lights up for a brief second, and then it just fades out, and your internet is working. Or maybe let's actually just disconnect the internet completely, and we will see. And there you go. See, it has turned to red. Now that, obviously, whenever I see that, I just know I don't have internet. So it means I can now start searching for what the problem is. And if I turn the internet back on, it should go back to green. So yeah, very, very, yes, you can see amber. Then after a few seconds, it's going to turn to green, which means it has connected back to the internet. And that is the beauty of these applications. And moving on to application number 4, and that is going to be an RSS feed application, which I really love, and it's called Net News Wire. And there it is. So this application, it's an RSS feed. If you're a person that really loves reading, just random news, this is probably the best thing for you to have. So for example, you can see here, I have it synced on iCloud, which means it's also synced on like my iPad when I don't have the laptop. So at least I know I can move around with the same newsfeed everywhere that I am. And if I click, let's say, on for media, I can see it shows all the news which is currently happening now that the world, everyone seems to be itching for a fight. Yeah, so this is my way for keeping up with what's happening. Some of these websites I've been reading for the last maybe like 15 years, like Gizmodo, Ars Technica, Oh my God, Ubuntu. I mean, I've read from these websites for so many years now. It has been like my daily routine where I have to go through these RSS feeds. And that's why I really love this application. I think at some point it used to be like $10, but then they decided to just make it 100% free, which is very good. But yeah, I mean, if you have money, definitely donate to these guys. They're doing a very, very good job. And I can go to all unread, and there you go. You can see all the articles which I haven't read. And now this is because I've read most of them already on the iPad. So if you think you're done, you can just click on this button up here, mark all as read, and then now, it catches up. When you have any new articles, it will show up there. You can star any articles which you think are interesting that you might want to read later, and you can add as many RSS feeds as you need, even though so many websites nowadays are trying to kind of stop doing RSS, because they need to make money or whatever reasons they're choosing. And yeah, very nice, very clean app. Again, works. Unfortunately, it's only on Mac, so you can only get it on, sorry, on iOS, so you can only get it on either a Mac or an iPhone or an iPad. So yeah, that is an RSS application. Moving on to the next application, and that will be Stature. And this is Stature 7. Now, I don't think YouTube will like me explaining too much about this application, but trust me, it does exactly what you need it to do. Paste any YouTube link and you have it. So I won't dwell much into this application. So Stature, that's the name. Of course, the links will be down below. Again, 100% open source. Get any video in proper HD quality with audio. No need for you to, play around with some dodgy websites. It's very, very convenient. And finally, the last application, which I'm sure most people will have heard of, but I'll just mention it in case you've never heard of it, and that is Local Send. So this application is very, very good if you have a different device. So for example, I have my Android phone, which sometimes you have files on your Android phone which you need to send to your MacBook, or yeah, that's just simply it. And instead, since you can't use AirDrop, this is probably the best way to send files to your MacBook or even your iPhone or iPad or any other device. So local send, of course, it works via Wi-Fi, and the speeds are quite decent. I wouldn't say it's a slow service. Sometimes I actually think it may be either the same speed or even faster than AirDrop, but I think it depends with also how fast the network you're connected to is. So as you can see there, they send where you can send files, and if you open any device, let's say, let me open my Android local send. So that's maybe the downside of it. You have to open local send on this side, and the person expecting a file also needs to open the app. Then you can see it gives it a random name, which you can change if you want. You can bookmark that, and it will show you like an IP address. Then yeah, simply you can send any file. So for example, if I just send drag and drop, send to Mystic Banana, and on this side, yeah, sometimes it takes a few seconds before it decides to send a file. So it's not really the most convenient, but considering there isn't that many options, I'd say, yeah, it's okay. It works. So technically, it's supposed to launch up on this other side, and for me to just click accept, and that's it. That's local send. And yeah, that's it for all these applications. I hope you managed to find one that is useful to you, and definitely, contribute, donate to open source programs if you have any money that you can afford to spare, so that these developers can continue making these amazing products for us, especially in this world where everything is now subscription, everything you have to buy. I'm guessing they also have to make a living. So yeah, if you are able to donate, definitely do so. The links are down below, and yeah, see you on the next video.